Hey y'all, welcome in. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for all of your love, your likes, your shares, and your subscribes. Hitting that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my readings, as well as leaving your comments down below. We're going to go ahead and get started with another general energy reading. If you do need a personal for me, my email is in the description box below, and it's also in the about section of the channel description. All right, y'all. Let's talk about Masons. Let's talk about bad Masons. All right, because if you know me on this channel, you know that I always say that there's nothing wrong with being a Mason. There's nothing wrong with being an Eastern Star. It's historic. Some of your family members, believe it or not, are Masons and Eastern Stars. It's about how you connect with others through Freemasonry, okay? And so we're going to talk about how you have a past life connection with Dark Masons. All right, more than likely a Masonic group of high-powered, high-ranking, typically men. All right, but we'll also talk about how there's some karmic feminine Eastern Stars in this as well. Let's see what we got here first, Spirit. Yeah, you most definitely have a past life connection with these people. Gift. You have a gift. That's what this past life connection is about, collective. You have a spiritual gift, many spiritual gifts, and it's something that can be harnessed for evil. You are a light worker, you're a healer, an earth angel, but when people harness your energy, if they have bad intentions or selfish intentions, they can create whatever they want. New abundance, control, all right? They can use it for evil. And so in this lifetime, it's just continuing that narrative, all right? You were a target for this group of Masons each and every lifetime. And some of those lifetimes, they ended up capturing you. They ended up winning. But shit's different this lifetime. And that's what they're figuring out. You're stronger now. You're stronger, you're wiser, and that makes these people scared. That's why you've been under spiritual attack. Child, you're a child of God. Yeah, you're a child of God. False person. You're a child of God with divine energy, and that attracts false people who also mimic being light workers and earth angels and white magicians, people who practice white magic. They pretend to be people like that. So, you know, in Freemasonry, you do community service. It's about uplifting. All right, it's about the higher good, duality, all of those things. It's nice, okay? It's fantastic. But when you have false people in the mix, they use that as a mask to hide their true intentions. And they group together, these bad Masons, they group together and they do spirit work and they attack the community. They take from the community through manipulation, maintaining power and control over the innocent, people who are not in these elite networks here. So these people even separate themselves from Freemasons who don't practice this type of thing, okay? This is hidden. This is a hidden truth about the Masons. Distant horizons. But this is being exposed. This is widespread. This goes from you, collective, all the way up to the music industry, all the way up into federal government, global leaders. This is being exposed. This lifetime, this karmic cycle, the secrets will be revealed and justice will be served for the things that these people have done. And they're in despair about it. They're in despair about it because the things that these Masons have stolen from people, it's being given back. God don't play about his children, okay? You're gifted, you're chosen, and that's why you were targeted. But you're getting your gift back. A lot of times, these people would use their immediate resources to steal people's inheritance, their spiritual inheritance, such as their gifts, taking their gifts from people, harnessing them, and then being able to use their resources, their corrupt behavior with corrupt officials who are also in this elite sector of Freemasons, and they manipulate the system and they steal property from people, homes, inheritances, working with different people and putting out life insurance policies on chosen ones to collect the money after they finish siphoning off and leaving chosen ones for dead. This is all being exposed. What I hope is not exposed is that top over here, y'all. Y'all know how I get. Okay? So this is you. You're about to get a gift. Shall I say you're about to get your gift back? Something was left to you. Okay, with this child here, this could have been something that was inherited to you from a passed on relative, a grandparent, a great-grandparent, your parents. Something was stolen from you. And with this false person, someone may have been impersonating you. Like, this goes deep. If you're connected to any of these elite Freemasons, you can do whatever you want to because they're so well connected. So there was a Freemason in the insurance sector, if there was some type of insurance fraud here. In the legal system, if there was some type of legal documents that needed to be looked at, signed, motions to be filed, like, and finance. If money needs to be rerouted or wired somewhere where it isn't supposed to be. Let me slow down. I'm going a little fast. Yeah, but these people are in despair. You're getting your shit back. Wealthy man. There's a wealthy man in despair. This is a ringleader. This wealthy man, this is who you have a past life connection with. This wealthy man in every single lifetime paid for your destruction. They were obsessed with your gifts, your spirituality, how well you could see through the illusions that they put over people, put over systems. You could see through it. Not only could you see through it, you would speak the truth. That was your job as a healer, as an earth angel, to come here and serve justice. This man paid for your destruction every single lifetime. He wanted to keep you as like a trophy, as like a pet. And when that became too difficult, it was just easier to have you banished or killed. This is someone who worked hard with others to put you away, to put you in prison. This is a spiritual and mental prison as well as physical prison. They worked with their corrupt network to set things up to make it look like you were a fraudster, a criminal, someone who was sick, okay? So that prison could also mean this person wanted you to be put in a mental prison, like a mental hospital. They wanted to overwhelm you with so much magic, so much spirit work that you couldn't be stable, that people would think that you were crazy for talking about how a group of Masons are trying to kill you. Like, that sounds crazy. That sounds a sane asylum worthy, but it's true. All right, so that's why this is being exposed. gradually here. The truth is being revealed. You don't have to say anything. All you have to do is keep a level head and work on your spirituality. You working on yourself is keeping these attacks that this wealthy man has paid to be put on you. This man's obsessed with you, has always been. They're very jealous of your power, thoughts. They're in their thoughts now because this lifetime you are going to defeat them and they know it. That's why they're in despair. The gig is up. And they have to give you back what they stole from you. And they can't sit behind this mask anymore. They're being exposed. If this isn't official, they're being exposed for being crooked. They're being exposed for being a traitor to their community. Depending on who this person is and who they serve, they were a traitor to their constituents, the country, even if this is someone who is, you know, an elite leader in federal government or federal law, courtship. This wealthy man is also coupled with someone married to a karmic feminine. This is a karmic Eastern star. They both teamed up against you. But what this is also giving as well, this wealthy man and what I would assume, since they're partners, wealthy woman, this wealthy couple, they have a child. Or there's a child within their family. And that child is gifted just like you are. This gifted child within their family, that is your counterpart. That is a soulmate of yours. And you both are going to be exposing this. They're doing it from the inside because this wealthy couple is a part of their family. It could even be their parents. Okay? So they grew up around these false people. They grew up very wealthy, privileged, and one would say spoiled, but they did not realize that all the wealth around them was dark. It was stolen. It was gained through sacrifices of other people, not sacrifices of their own. Well, the only thing that they really sacrifice of their own is their soul. This wealthy couple, they work with demons. They sold their soul to demons in exchange for wealth and power. Privileged lady. Yeah. Wealthy man, thoughts, courtship, and privileged lady. This is a karmic wealthy couple. This is a Mason, a Freemason, and an Eastern star here. They may both come from elite families, families of Masons and Eastern stars. That may be even how they met. Their families ran in the same Masonic cult. Community. See? These are like community leaders. These are people who are trusted. Like, I don't know why I'm getting this wealthy man is some type of politician or someone in the justice system. This privileged lady, she could be like a philanthropist using their gifts or their wealth to make it seem like they're good people or make it seem like they're serving the true Masonic order here in the bylaws by being community servants, giving to others. It's all a facade though. It's all a facade. Family room. Yeah. These people, both this privileged lady and this wealthy man, they come from elite, wealthy families. And so it's kind of like a continuous, arranged network or courtship. So this wealthy man likely came from a rich family of Masons. This privileged lady likely came from a family of rich, privileged Freemasons and Eastern Stars. Okay, they got married, and then I guess the intention was for them to have a child and get that child, make that child be a Mason, a Freemason, and then pair them up with someone who is also a Freemason. So if this child here is a boy or is a boy, they grew up, this child here, this boy, to be a Freemason, and they were supposed to pair them with an Eastern Star who also came from an elite, wealthy family. And this was supposed to continue over and over and over again. That is how these people maintained their wealth. It's generational. The money is passed down, and the power is passed down, and the masonry is passed down. They're all connected. Family room, gift, family room. This family has a lot of power, has a lot of control, a lot of it. And with this family room, I always love this card because it's so old-timey. These people have old money, okay? Heavy generational wealth. I'm talking about a mansion here. Your stereotypical, family room with a fireplace and, nice china and luxury furniture and stuff like that, and a chandelier. Y'all kind of understand what I'm saying. It's like that. Royalty type shit. And these people gather. They would have family meetings here to discuss what they're doing, how they're maintaining their power. And then these people would host like meetings between like their Freemason meetings. They would host them here in these family rooms of this mansion, perhaps. Very old-timey. This masonry goes back a long time. It's inherited. Marriage. See, with this marriage up under child, there's a child, a son or a daughter. It's giving son in this wealthy couple's family, and they were supposed to be set up with an Eastern Star or another Freemason. This was supposed to be an arranged marriage, but this was forced. That's what some of these meetings in this family room was about. This child was excluded from these meetings because these meetings were about how they could set this child up with another Mason or another Eastern Star and continue the lineage here. This child here, they're divine, and they grew up in a karmic family. This child is independent, they're of the light, and so that is why it was important for their family, this wealthy couple, to push this arranged marriage onto them. They needed to ensure that the lineage was going to continue. Something's telling me that this child, they wanted to do their own thing. They grew up, they became more independent, and I feel like as this child was growing up into an adult, this couple realized that they have immense power, but they didn't want to use that power for evil, for greed, to continue this dark legacy of the family. They realized that they had a light worker on their hands. This is your counterpart, though. This is your partner. This is who you are going to be serving divine justice with by taking this privileged, wealthy couple who has manipulated the community and thinking that they're stand up and that they actually care. But these people lie, they cheat, and they steal. Mature woman. This marriage was arranged by this privileged lady and this wealthy couple. Perhaps more than one mature woman. So this is extremely stereotypical, y'all. Like, it's like you have your cigar or pipe smoking wealthy men. They're Masons. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of power. And they sit in family rooms or in these meetings and put their heads together and figure out how they're going to keep that power. And part of it has to be ensuring that there is someone else down the line that will continue to be this way. That's why I feel like this child is a masculine. This is a divine masculine and their family. Very wealthy. And there was at least one mature woman, including the one in this wealthy couple, who arranged for this divine masculine to be set up with an Eastern Star, who also likely came from a rich family of Masons, very elite. This is a very classist family. This is even a family who would, you know, stereotypical, but would like to keep it in the racial bloodline, stuff like that. Sudden wealth. But this is all being exposed, and it's going to make you wealthy. It's going to make you wealthy because these people committed crimes here in order to stop you. And it was really never about the money. I always say that with this couple, with this group of Masons that this couple works with, it's not about the money. These people have more money than you will in like a million lifetimes. These people are stupid fucking rich, okay? You will be, but these people are rich. It was never about your money. It was about your power. Just with your knowledge alone, you speaking your truth and you being a light worker and an earth angel, the truth is always illuminated when you are around crooked people or you speak on crooked systems or institutions. It would have exposed these people. And these people are well connected. So you talking about this collective and you exposing these secrets, this would topple a government. This would topple financial institutions. This would topple communities for sure. There are politicians in here. Label execs, judges, lawyers, accountants, doctors. Girl. People from the pharmaceutical industry. Listen, y'all, this may be my last post because I'm not playing. I'm talking about it. Because collective, if you ever said anything about this, people may have said that you were crazy or that you weren't checked into this reality. But there has been decades, centuries of gaslighting and a system put up to make the general population believe that this is just one big conspiracy and it's fake, but it's not. It's true. These people may even have some type of global power or global influence. Concern, and that's why they're concerned. This wealth that they get is going to be exposed how they get it. Okay? And I'm going to rewind and go back to this family room, marriage, mature woman, and sudden wealth. This mature woman who arranged for this divine masculine to be with this Eastern Star, This mature woman promised that Eastern Star access to their wealth. So even if this karmic Eastern Star that was set up to be with this divine masculine, even if they came from a wealthy family, they still wanted access to this divine masculine's family's wealth. They may have more of it or more access to things. So just keep up. This divine masculine, this is a child of or a child within this wealthy couple's family. Okay? This privileged lady, mature woman within this couple, arranged for this divine masculine to be married to another Eastern Star who likely came from another elite wealthy family of Masons. Okay? Now, the reason why this happened was to continue the dark legacy, and this karmic Eastern Star, this karmic feminine, we'll start calling her, wanted to marry into this family for selfish reasons. This was a gold digger, but it was facilitated by elder women in this divine masculine's family. This was a setup. They had to make sure that they sent this karmic feminine into this divine masculine's life quickly through heavy seduction, lies, manipulation. They had to hurry up and do that to lock down this divine masculine before they fully awakened. But this is your soulmate. You guys have a divine soul tie together. So when you had an awakening, so did they. And they discovered that their family set them up in a world that was fraudulent. It was dark. All right, because you already know these people do black magic. So this is your stereotypical group of rich Masons sitting in a dark family lit room with some damn cloaks on, chanting and stuff like that. It's that type of thing. And I don't think this divine masculine knew that. So this divine masculine, they were a Mason. That's how it was. All right. That's not the bad part. The bad part is that they just did not know that their family did dark masonry. Okay. So they were integrated into a bunch of lies and illusions. And the plan was for them to never realize what was happening. The plan was for this divine masculine to be set up with this karmic feminine Eastern Star, and they were supposed to have a child together to continue this legacy, to continue the wealth, to bind these two wealthy families together, just increasing their power more and more and more. It's like if a Carnegie married a Rockefeller, some shit like that. Like these are this karmic Eastern Star and this divine masculine both came from very powerful, wealthy families. They were supposed to combine and be damn near unstoppable. That's why a key component of this was not only the marriage, but these mature women in this divine masculine's family, they needed this divine masculine and this karmic feminine Eastern Star to have a child. That was the most important part. But these people are concerned because that shit's coming out. There was a lot of fraud here, but what's going to be exposed for real is the magic, the dark work, the human sacrifices. Stuff that has always been talked about, but was written off as just a conspiracy. More on this concern? Oh, that is too many. Oh, yikes. Y'all see this bad health on top of this mature woman? Yep. Yep. So all these sacrifices and stuff that this wealthy couple and, you know, these karmic feminines and this divine masculine's family, all that shit is coming back on them and they have bad health now. They did a lot of magic, energy manipulation, sending spell work your way and this divine masculine's way to make y'all sick, to make things happen to you, to harm you in some way, to give you illness or to make bad things happen to you so that you can get hurt. It was that being done here. When you give sacrifices to entities and you can't do it anymore, the entities take your health, they take your wealth, they take everything from you until you can continue giving sacrifices. And you being a sacrifice and this divine masculine being a sacrifice was what was promised to these entities. And without you two, is bad health, it's deathbed. That's what it's giving. It's giving prison and then deathbed, or deathbed and prison. I like the last one. Okay? And so if we're going to line it up too, that bad health fell on top of this mature, false person, woman, and now it's beneath this wealthy man. This family is sick. Every single last person who did spell work against you and this divine masculine, they're sick. I'm talking about even if they sat and watched a ritual, they're sick. I feel like this is way too many. So I'm gonna, you know what? Nah. Yeah. You got an official person here. I noticed this official person was flipped in reverse. This person's high honor is going to be tainted. They're going to be exposed here. Mature man at the top of the deck. Occupation, message, and main female. So this official person is this mature, wealthy man. This is like an elder priest. This is a karmic Freemason that does dark work in order to maintain family wealth and power and status. They misuse their occupation. Some type of government official, or they're in the justice system. Oh, excuse me, I guess that's it. They're in the justice system. That's their job. Mature man, occupation, and message. Message up under community. Yeah, this person's being exposed. They're going to be publicly humiliated here. This is someone who paid for people to put on a smear campaign against you. This is a wealthy man who paid to have you sacrificed to him and to his family. He needed your power. He needed you to shut the fuck up, collective. Your light exposed his empire every single lifetime. And a lot of those lifetimes, he ended up capturing you. He ended up silencing you through death or capture. I want you to think about like witch trials, that type of thing, accusing you of being crazy, accusing you of being a witch. And so what if you are a witch or a warlock, collective? You are of the light. Main female. Gift, family room, main female. Take the roles, flip everything how it resonates, okay, to you. But this is female energy. This is, feminine energy. This gift is yours. What they're meeting in this family room about is your gifts, your inheritance, your spiritual gifts, how to stop you, how to keep you from getting this money or this home that they helped steal from you. And again, it was that they didn't give a shit about your physical inheritance at all. They simply paid people. They needed you sacrificed. So they paid people, other crooked people, other selfish, greedy people to play parts in your life in order to get you spiritually sacrificed to these people. They wanted you, and they're so wealthy. If they needed to pay someone to make up lies about you, and someone was willing to betray you, karmics in your life, old lovers, karmic family, if they were willing to be paid to betray you, perfect. This wealthy man and this wealthy couple in your divine masculine's family here, they had enough of it. They paid a whole community, actually, to come up against you. That's being exposed. Shit. Yeah. You're the main feminine energy here. These people tried to steal from you. Do I need to move to another deck? Yeah, one more, Spirit, if I can. Yeah, let's move to another deck. Yeah, these people are getting the message about you getting victory here. Spiritual victory, financial victory, and legal victory. These people committed a shit ton of crimes in order to get you, just one person. Oh, yeah. Your bag's gonna be heavy, collective. Okay. All right. Let's see. Do I want to do Kipperish? Or... let's do Kipperish last. Do I want to? Nah. Let's do Kipperish now. Okay. Yeah. So, this is what the fuck you got going on, collective. This empire, this family, it's falling apart. Animosity, self-love. Yeah. This is imploding on itself. Because the one thing that these people did not want you to have was self-love. You having self-love exposed this whole operation. And this is how it worked each lifetime. This wealthy man and this mature couple and other members of this divine masculine's family, they needed you to be weak spiritually. They needed you not to have confidence, because if you don't have confidence, if you don't have self-love, if you don't have high self-esteem, you won't truly realize your power. You won't realize your worth. These people wanted you not to understand how powerful you were so that it would be easy to take you. Once you awakened and you realized who you were and the power that you have, it's over. That's why this is being exposed. Y'all know. Y'all know. Okay. Yeah, this is being exposed. More on this animosity, Spirit, or... yeah, tell me more about this karmic family. What's going on with them? They're freaking out because you're golden. You're single, sexy, and successful. And let's talk about this single real quick. You know how I said that this family, divine masculine's family, paid good money for you to be trapped. They paid a karmic ex of yours, likely a karmic twin. They paid them to trap you. They wanted you bound to this karmic ex here. This karmic soulmate, this karmic twin flame, whatever, they were paid to siphon your energy, keep you bound so that you wouldn't ascend. They wanted you attached to this person, and they wanted this person to treat you like shit. Just to keep you down, keep your energy low, make you question your self-worth. But for a lot of you, you dealing with your karmic twin, that is what ascended you. Like, how about that, bitch? That's what ascended you. That was designed to take you down, to keep you weak. But it made you strong. That sucks. That sucks. And so, you know, you cut off your karmic twin and their life fell apart. That was their one job, is, you know, to keep you bound. I just saw Jezebel. So this karmic twin is someone who likely was siphoning off of you sexually, definitely emotionally. And they tried to finesse you and play you and bind you right into blessings. You hear? This is a pathway for you now that has opened up. It's one that this karmic family paid to have blocked. Stupid. They ended up opening up so many portals and pathways that were destined for you to go down. Conflict. And now these people are fighting about it. It's a lot of what's going to happen is these people are going to turn on each other. These people really hate each other. Okay, they have demons on them. The only thing that these demons really care about is money and power and sex. Okay, this is also a sex cult because I'm sure that lust or Jezebel card finna pop right out. Okay, they don't have access to these things anymore. So now they're just left with just jealous, angry spirits. I know y'all saw that lust card. Okay? These people are upset because they're getting their karma. And this isn't just karma for you. They do this to a lot of people. And this karma has accumulated over lifetimes, over centuries. So they really getting it. These people thought that they could keep doing this generation after generation after generation. And God just let that karma stack up. They gave each generation a chance to fix it, to heal these karmic wounds, to get rid of these generational curses. And it never worked. It never worked until your divine masculine was born. They were put here to be a generational curse breaker for this corrupt ass family. They had to awaken and realize that everything around them was a lie. That put them in the dark night of the soul. Their life and their soul, that what they knew was ripped from them. Y'all know. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And because this divine masculine had an awakening, they're blocking these karmic feminines from their life, from their energy. Okay? From their karmic feminine Eastern star that they were arranged to be with, all the way up into the elder feminines within their family who even arranged for this to happen in the first place. All the women in this divine masculine's life are karmic. They were there to set him up for failure. To be dependent on them. More about this karmic feminine. Oh, bondage. See? Blocked, karmic feminine, bondage. These karmic feminines in this divine masculine's family wanted them bound to them so that they wouldn't ascend, so that they wouldn't use their intellect or their spiritual gifts for better. They are extremely gifted. This divine masculine has gifts that their family wished that they had naturally. Their family was gifted, but they had to siphon those gifts off of people. They didn't have it naturally. They realized that your divine masculine did. They just have a glow about them. They're a light worker, a healer. Their light needed to be dampened. And so they were surrounded by a bunch of lying, manipulative, crazy-ass karmic witches inside and outside of their family. Girl. And you see this? Commitment. This karmic feminine Eastern star was designed, placed into this divine masculine's life to keep them bound with this fraudulent commitment. Y'all see these people are married right here? This was an arranged marriage. And we're going to talk about it. They were supposed to have a child. And they had one. They did. It wasn't divine masculine's child. That energy refuses to stop coming up in these readings, but we'll get to it, I'm sure. Okay. Listen, lust, faith, and lust. Look. Ooh, death magic. Okay, we'll get to it. Everyone is shocked here. This karmic feminine, this karmic Eastern star that was set up to be married to this divine masculine, she used a lot of magic, sex magic, lust magic, glamour, love spells, all of that. She pulled out all the stops. She was told to pull out all the stops by the elder karmics in this divine masculine's family. They're all dark witches. So, you know, this karmic Eastern star, she may have came from a, you know, a bloodline of dark Masonic priests and priestesses, but she also got help from the elder priestesses in this divine masculine's family. So he comes from a family of witches and warlocks. And you do too, collective. That's why you guys have power, but it's good power. It's light energy that was inherited to you. That's a part of the inheritance that these people wanted to steal. And now there's shock because this divine masculine, through self-love, broke all of these spells, and they see past this karmic feminine. It took them figuring out that the child that they thought was theirs was not theirs. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. All of this started coming out here because divine masculine ended up tracing back who the child's father really was. Spoiler alert, it's probably somebody in his own family. Okay? But, you know, whatever. All right? So all this was hinged upon this magic, this binding, this fake love. It was hinged upon this working just the same way as your karmic was supposed to bind you through lust and love. And you broke the spell and you walked away. Abandonment here. Abandonment up under pathway. You guys walked away and you entered into a whole new timeline of nothing but blessings and abundance. Peace, prosperity, everything that these people did not want you to have. Listen, Jezebel. Jezebel and relationship and confusion. Okay? This whole thing hinged upon heavy Jezebel spirits conjuring up succubus energy, all that for you and this divine masculine. Heavy Jezebel energy. This was a very sexual cult or a family. This is what was happening behind closed doors when they would have these secret, you know, meetings in the family room here. These Masons, they would get together and they would have sex. Basically, they would host swingers party after the business was done. You know? Okay? These people would get down to business first about how to continue their operation, who to sacrifice next. And they really put a lot of people on the back burner for you and this divine masculine. You guys were that powerful. It took a lot of people to run this operation. They simply didn't have enough time to be able to steal anyone else's energy. That's how powerful your energy is and this divine masculine's energy is. It's about worth the whole entire community, just you alone. Okay? So this karmic family, your divine masculine's karmic family, paid for you and them to be bound to corrupt, toxic relationships that were based in nothing but spell work, illusions. Oh no, dude. Yeah, it was nothing but a bunch of lies. But now that you have had an awakening and this divine masculine has had an awakening, this confusion and illusion, these spells, they're blocked. So there was Jezebel spirits, love magic, lust magic, and confusion spells that were done on the both of you so that you would never find this out. By the time you found this out, you were broke and you were in prison or you were dead. Yeah, but you're star seeds. That's what these people did not want you to realize about yourself. Okay? And what also happened is this star seed is up under karmic feminine. This karmic feminine, this karmic Eastern star, they pretended to be divine feminine. They pretended to be of the light. Again, this was likely a priestess, so she knew how to do magic. She knew how to do that. She knows how to put up the illusion that she's a light priestess. All right. And those illusions worked. Okay. They worked. So it was just a whole bunch of enchantment, spell work. This is a karmic feminine who would pretend to be very spiritually deep or understand spirituality for the sake of self-development. That's somebody who your divine masculine is. They're very spiritual. They're very deep. They understand things of a higher vibration. They're like a priest. You are a priestess, and this divine masculine is a priest. Both high priest and priestess. This karmic feminine, this Eastern star wanted this divine masculine to think that they were the same way, and they weren't. They were just manipulating them. Divine masculine. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, y'all. This is a high priest. You know how much spell work you have to do to bind a high priest or a high priestess? It was done. But you two have broken the chains of this spell work. You were bound. Heavy binding spells on the both of you. You two were supposed to be bound to your karmic twins. For this divine masculine, them being bound, likely was being bound in a marriage. You, on the other hand, collective, you may not have been married to your karmic twin. They wanted to give you the illusion of such so that you stuck around. All right, but this is someone who would manipulate your emotions and play with your heart chakra and ghost you, breadcrumb you, that different type stuff. They needed you to be up in that energy, y'all. Now look. Bondage, divine masculine, commitment, and ice queen. Oh, yes. This karmic feminine was a bitch. So she would pretend to be, you know, nice and spiritual and chakras all balanced and all that shit. But it wasn't until divine masculine was too locked in into the marriage, okay, or relationship, that he then realized that this was a dark witch. This bitch is evil. She's mean, but it was too late. And there were still illusions over this divine masculine. Likely the illusions that were over you. If your twin didn't treat you the best, you had hope that they would maybe spiritually enlighten or they would change their ways. And it was never going to happen. It was designed for you to be kept in that energy of lack and uncertainty, illusions. Okay? Now everybody's sad. Okay? This Ice Queen is sad. This Karmic Feminine. Everyone's sad here. They're in a lot of emotional pain because everything that they wanted for you is coming back to them. They're pissed with this animosity, and genuinely, collective, they're shocked. They did such a number on you that they had no idea. They didn't even think about the idea of you having self-love or ascending. It just wasn't on their bingo card. They genuinely believed that the work that they were doing, it was never going to wear off. And they were right to think so, collective. You were up under an illusion and spell work for a long time. You were in the trenches, okay? Especially if it came to your twin flame, you just wouldn't let that shit go. It's because they kept doing binding on you. But that's okay. Trust and believe, collective. Your twin flame is getting their ass kicked. The same entities that they try to sacrifice you to, they ain't letting up on your twin flame. They're getting karma after karma after karma, lesson after lesson after lesson as to why you don't fuck with earth angels, why you don't do this to divine people. They sold you out for some sex and some money, and now they don't have either. And I wouldn't be surprised, collective, if your twin flame, they're sick as well. I don't know why my eyes immediately went to this lust card. Your twin flame may have an illness that was transmitted through sex, spiritually and physically. The sex demon will never leave your twin flame. They are an addict. They'll fuck anything. And that's why they got sick. Boo fucking who. You should have wrapped it up. Evil eye. Self-love, lust, and evil eye. You were surrounded by a twin flame who was connected to these karmics. Your twin flame was connected to divine masculine's family unit here. Likely through a karmic that they were with. Okay? So you were just surrounded by people who were lusting after you. You're very beautiful. You have a lot of sensual energy, hence why these people try to attack your root and your sacral chakra, amongst other things. Like, just a bunch of evil eye. They could never be you, collective. They could never have you. And these people wanted to set you up for failure. They wanted to humble you. Please. They wanted to humble your ass. Out of jealousy and envy, they can't stand your light. And this right here, this self-love, lust, evil eye, single, sexy, and successful, faith, and jealousy and envy, that's your twin flame right there. Ever since you cut them off, all they do is lust after you. They fantasize about you, fantasize what it was like to be with you, especially sexually. They're obsessed with you. And they see you shining, and they also see you not giving a shit about them. You're never going to go back, and it makes them jealous. Not only did you cut them off, they know what type of blessings are coming your way. And for some of you, one of those blessings is actually being in sacred union romantically with this divine masculine here. Your twin flame knows all of this. Man, my left ear is ringing. They're mad as fuck. Heavy jealousy. Heavy jealousy. Your twin flame was an undercover hater. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And it's like they didn't want to be, but they had an entity on them. Again, likely put on by a karmic that they were dealing with. So if you were in a situationship, or you were dealing with your twin flame and you knew that they had a karmic, it was the karmic. Their karmic was the bridge to all of this. So let's say their karmic is an Eastern star, a dark witch who's an Eastern star. She likely knew this karmic feminine Eastern star that was arranged to be with this divine masculine. Or your twin flame's karmic was an Eastern star who was connected to divine masculine's family in some way. So she may have known the other Eastern star priestesses in your divine masculine's family. Regardless, your twin flame's karmic, they were the bridge to all the rest of these karmics, these toxic families. All right. And that may have been a reason why your twin flame sold you out. The karmic that they were with had more money than you. They had more status than you. Based on the glamour that they put on your twin flame thought that they were more attractive than you. They realized once all the spell work came off that that wasn't the case. That's why they're fantasizing about you now. You're a whole snack and they're starving, but you're gone. Okay? So they were dealing with a karmic Eastern star. That's what was going on. And that's how they got entered into this equation here. But your twin flame was a nobody. Your twin flame was only jumping because of the karmic that they were with. And they're both going down now. They're both going out sad. Your twin flame and the karmic that they're with, they're being exposed for being fucking freaks, scammers, rich guy. It's a lot of wealthy men who are jealous of you, jealous that they paid for you and they couldn't get you. They're jealous of your power. No one has ever escaped them before. Hell, even you weren't able to escape them in past lifetimes. Not this time. They're in so much pain. They're angry. They cycle between anger and jealousy and rage and lust. They're obsessed with you. Listen, hard work on top of rich guy and jealousy and faith. They needed you. It was too hard to get you at a certain point. Them not being able to get you sacrificed was them realizing that they weren't so powerful after all. Collective, you didn't even realize at that time how powerful you were, and you were still giving these guys the business. You were still giving these people the business. Please. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. So, yeah, you gave these people the business, Collective. You're unstoppable. And look, conflict, Jezebel, hard work, labor and effort. This hoe, a lot of hoes, put in a lot of time, a lot of magic to try to trap these masculines here. Your divine masculine and your twin flame. They were successful in trapping your twin flame. They fucked around and they found out. So fuck them. It didn't work on this divine masculine here. Yeah. Travel and thief. So you got emotional pain, evil eye, jealousy and envy, rich guy, hard work and labor, travel and thief. Travel doesn't necessarily have to mean physical travel, like moving from one location to another. Just because of this road, karma, relationship, and travel, you're moving on. You're moving on to a whole new relationship. Doesn't have to be romantic, yada, yada, yada. But that's what it's giving. You are going to be in some type of relationship with this divine masculine. And you guys are going to finish off your divine mission here, exposing these people, exposing the truth. So that's your good karma, is this relationship, is this money that you're going to get. These homes, these assets that were supposed to be yours, that was rerouted to your family. Your twin took a kickback from all of this stuff. And this row, blocked, confusion, and thief. These wealthy men, these wealthy masons, they paid a lot of money for you. They paid a lot of people. There was a lot that was included here in order to make this operation go. There was a whole half of the operation that was designed to make sure that this divine masculine didn't know what was going on. And the other half was to keep you in low vibration using your twin flame, your karmic, in order to be able to get you sacrificed easily. Air quotes. So they thought. So they thought. Legal. Uh-huh. Rich guy, hard work, travel, thief, and legal. One of the reasons why this karmic feminine Eastern star was set up to be with divine masculine, it was for wealth. It was for wealth. That's why they were supposed to have a child together, so that this karmic feminine would be included in some type of divine inheritance from the family that they would make with divine masculine. All right. But what may have happened is, like I said, it's not divine masculine's baby. It's one of these rich guys here. This is a wealthy official, likely in divine masculine's family. This official, wealthy man, they're in the legal field. This is some type of judge, more than likely, or high-ranking law official, or a prevalent lawyer or successful lawyer, but it's giving judge. It's giving judge. And now I'm going to say this. Judges don't make a lot of money. Contrary to popular belief, they don't make a lot of money. Hell, there's a lot of lawyers who make more money than judges. All right. But this judge, where he gets his wealth from is through investments, real estate, things like that. You don't really make too much money being a judge. Okay. Fun fact. All right. So this judge just may come from a wealthy family. And so the karmic feminine that was with this divine masculine, they were teaming up with this judge, and this judge was like, okay, you know, let's keep this going, stay in this marriage, have this baby, and we're going to work together. I got you. I'm going to make sure that you get, you know, a part of divine masculine's inheritance, access to their wealth, their money, like all of that different type stuff. You're going to have access to it. This judge made sure that that happened. Interesting. Love offer. You see what I'm saying? Thief, legal, love offer. If this karmic feminine kept in a relationship, especially a marriage with divine feminine, oh, back it up. With divine masculine, I'm going to figure out where that Freudian slip comes in at. Okay, if this wealthy official made sure that this karmic was still with this divine masculine, then they would ensure that legally this karmic feminine would be entitled to divine masculine's wealth. Okay. Thief, legal, love offer, distant future. This was an investment. This karmic feminine was playing the long game here. And she was creeping around with this wealthy official here that wanted you sacrificed, paid a lot of money. Ancestors, abuse, occupation. Two things. I feel like this reading is going to be longer now. Okay, with this ancestors, abuse, and occupation, with this wealthy official, this rich Mason, they come from a family of legal officials and politicians who abuse their jobs in order to maintain their wealth. They're crooked. They take bribes. They do backroom dealings. They do favors for people in exchange for things, in exchange for human sacrifices. They do all of that stuff. It's inherited. All this darkness and masonry and wealth, it's all inherited. It's passed down generation after generation after generation. And your divine masculine didn't want to do any of that. They just like, this divine masculine's family, they couldn't outright say what type of operation that they ran. It's just that they kept trying to steer divine masculine in a particular way, and it just wouldn't work. This divine masculine is too much of the light. Their brain, their spirit can't register some of the things that their family was trying to put them in or get them to do. Hence why their family had to set them up with a dark eastern star and figure it out and do it anyway. Okay, but also with this ancestor abuse and occupation, this divine masculine was in the legal field as well. Again, it's passed down. So this divine masculine was likely some type of lawyer. There's some type of lawyer, and their family would mislead them to get them to do work, legal work for people, likely other people within the Masons. So let's kind of consolidate here. So, refresher, this divine masculine, they come from a family of dark Masons. This family has ties to Masonry and law work, and or being a politician, okay? Heavy legal occupations though. Judges and lawyers is passed down. Through their Masonic ties, their family knows other Masons, other high profile and high status Masons who are also officials, okay? Where this divine masculine comes in at is this karmic Masonic official in their family would refer them to other Masons. Like, hey, you know, divine masculine, you know, he's in my family. This is my son. This is my nephew or whatever. You know, they're a really good lawyer. Let me put you in contact with them, you know, and I can get that signed for you, or we can put that through just fine. Like that type of stuff. And it took a while for this divine masculine to realize that their family was referring them and guiding them to do legal work for people who were breaking the law, okay, were involved in some type of corruption or fraudulent behavior, and that's what's being exposed. The people who are connected to this judge, this official person in this divine masculine's family, they're being exposed all the way down to this karmic official. All right, they're attached to a lot of people. They know a lot of Masons, corrupt Masons. And they all ended up using divine masculine for his legal work, to provide legal counsel, and to be an attorney for them, and maybe some of the things that they needed done. I don't know why. I think divine masculine is some type of probate attorney. So when it came to like generational wealth, especially with, you know, powerful Masons who have elite rich families and stuff like that, you're talking about assets and a lot of money being involved, they use your divine masculine, their legal counsel, they use that. And a lot of this stuff, it wasn't legit. And this divine masculine, they didn't know that. Tuh. They know now. And so that's why this divine masculine may be in a tight spot right now before you guys come into union, because one, they're battling it out in court with their karmic feminine, either through divorce. This karmic feminine may be trying to fight this divine masculine for child support for a child that's not even theirs, okay? And then this divine masculine may be tied to other Masons who broke the law and ended up using this divine masculine as their lawyer without your divine masculine being in on the fraud, on the corruption. But their name is attached to stuff. They were the lawyer who these people were working with, okay? Their ancestors let them know this. That's where this ancestor card comes in. This divine masculine's ancestors, they let him know what was happening. They gave them a download, a dream or something, gave them a clue about what was going on, and it caused an awakening within this divine masculine here. Mm. Whew. I hope this is not gonna be no damn 2-hour reading. I'm trying to go fast, but I'm also don't want to go too fast because this is very convoluted. It's a lot of players involved in this. So bear with me, y'all. I hope it's making sense. Thoughts? Yeah, because their ancestors are guiding them, this divine masculine's ancestors, all of these people are in their thoughts because their little games, their schemes, it's not working anymore, especially their karmic feminine, this karmic Eastern star who they were arranged to be in a marriage with. She's tripping, y'all. She's tripping. Like, seriously, she's very upset, still trying to seduce this divine masculine. He's not interested. It's pissing her off even more because the seduction and the Jezebel spirits and the lust magic, it's not working. Again, it's giving crusty. It's giving hasn't showered. It's giving smell. All right? It's that going on. It's just, it's not working. The manipulation and the seduction, it would always work. And so now this karmic feminine that was with this divine masculine, now they're doing emotional manipulation, courtroom manipulation, trying to almost like, well, divine masculine, I can't take care of this baby on my own. Bitch, you're gonna have to figure it out. Okay? You're gonna have to figure it out. This karmic feminine wants some type of money from this divine masculine. Get a job after you go to prison. Listen, imprisonment after you go to prison. Okay? After you go to prison. I think they pay you a few cents an hour to make jeans or some shit like that. There you go. She's going to prison with everybody else. And this imprisonment also symbolizes how much this karmic feminine and divine masculine's family wanted them to be trapped in this marriage, in this relationship. Like, this imprisonment is bondage, imprisonment, divine masculine, occupation, legal, and love offer. The whole ploy here, this was all set up for this divine masculine to provide legal work for a bunch of Masons without knowing the true intention behind these Masons, what they were doing, why they needed legal work in the first place. And the reason why, you're like, okay, they could have gotten any lawyer. This divine masculine is a really good lawyer. Really, really, really good. They come from a family of good lawyers and good judges and stuff like that. They do their job well. It's just that they're not corrupt like others in their family, generations that came before them. They're not corrupt like that. So they had to be manipulated into being lawyers for, you know, this group of Masons that their family was attached to. Okay, but they're an earth angel. It took a whole lot of manipulation for this to be done here. Yikes. Healer. Yeah, earth angel and healer. You and this divine masculine are healers by nature. By nature. And you see this guy, like, you know, his healing hands, they're glowing. He's glowing. Without self-love, without nurturing yourself and your abilities and having connection with your ancestors and the divine, you don't glow. You can't heal as well. This divine masculine, the way that they heal is through serving justice and protecting people through legal means, standing up for people legally. This is someone who maybe even enjoys taking pro bono cases, providing free legal advice or free representation for people who can't afford it. People who face adversity or have disparities, come from underserved communities and don't have access to good legal representation. Your divine masculine is someone who likes to do that, who likes to serve people in that way. That's why they're so talented. It's their gift. And they couldn't be easily manipulated into doing anything else. Oh. Karmic masculine popped right on top of evil eye and jealousy. These dudes are mad. All of these karmic masculines are upset with you. They're jealous with you because you have more power than them. And yeah, we can get into, patriarchal standards here, because if you are a feminine energy that I'm talking to, if I'm talking to divine feminine energy, they really fucking hate you because you're a woman and you have more power than these men. That's another thing. So this is very layered. If you are a minority, especially if you are a minority, okay, you could be a minority, you could be a woman, all of those things combined, they think that you're beneath them. That's what they thought, that you were beneath them, and they didn't want you to be able to harness your power. They need to step on people like you in order to continuously fuel this patriarchal, wealthy society that they created for themselves. It was never made for you. It was never made for people who don't have enough money or have the same connections that these people do. They want to make their own world, and they want to rule their own world, and they don't like that you're a part of it. The thing is, collective, you weren't easy to manipulate. They could manipulate communities and stuff, but chosen ones like you, it took more work to get you to shut up. It took more work for your light to be dimmed. They didn't like that. But, hey, lust is over here as well. Okay, these people were attracted to you. They wanted you sacrificed spiritually and sexually. And that is where your karmic comes in. Your karmic twin. For a lot of you, it's a karmic masculine. Flip it how you need to. But if you were dealing with the karmic masculine twin flame, they're also jealous of you. But again, they siphoned your energy through lust and sex and love. This was a family who was connected to a Masonic cult that was based in not only money and power, but sex. This was a sex cult. And again, we're going to loop it back around. Your karmic twin was attached to a karmic, likely a karmic feminine who was an Eastern star. And she was connected to this Masonic sex cult, or a member of this Masonic cult. That is likely how your twin flame got involved in this, and they were manipulated through sex and money. Okay? So it was necessary for your karmic twin flame to harness your energy sexually to give it to this group. They needed to introduce your energy to this group, and doing so sexually was bonus. They probably got more money for doing so by having sex with you, draining you, and giving this energy to the group. Or what may have happened for some of you, which is why you're going to get a bag. Your karmic masculine took sexual material from you or of you, and they showed it to this cult. And they bid it on you. They did. They were sexually attracted to you and your essence and your power. They wanted you as a sacrifice. And once they realized that you were too of the light, that you kind of really didn't get down like that, they had a change of plans. They just wanted to humiliate you make people think that you were a Jezebel. Now, you did just some wild stuff sexually. So your twin flame, they got your twin flame. They paid them to sit up there and talk a bunch of shit about you, how you run the streets, how you're obsessed with sex and the type of sexual activities that you get into, that you were just a degenerate, that different type of stuff. But it was just projection. Your twin flame was doing a whole bunch of nasty stuff with this cult. Nasty stuff. All right, and that's probably why they ended up getting sick. Entity attachment. False narrative. Just a whole bunch of lies your twin flame was telling people about you because they got paid enough for it. Now the money is gone. They're being exposed for being a dick. People are finding out what they did to you. It's insane. But they have an entity on them. The karmic that they were dealing with while they were playing around with your emotions, she put an entity on him. And that's too bad because it's stuck now. So your twin flame was stringing you along to be laid up with this Jezebel Eastern Star who got them hooked up with all of this. Third parties. Now they're both stuck and they're going down with the rest of this coven. Please. Oh, fuck. All right, because a lot of these feminines are getting exposed for not only being thoughts, but like sleeping around on these masculines. So obviously this divine masculine, they found out that their karmic feminine was sleeping around, got pregnant by somebody else. She had a lot of third parties actually, but your twin flame found out the same thing about their karmic. She was sleeping around with a lot of people, gave your twin flame the illusion of, you know, being the only one and being loyal and stuff like that, outside of the times when they would have orgies and shit together. That was bonding, okay? Bonding over the sex demons and the entity attachments that they had. That didn't count. This karmic feminine who was attached to your twin flame, she was out here wilding with other people behind your twin flame's back. And now they're crushed, they're heartbroken, and they wish that they didn't do the same thing to you. They wish that they hadn't have done that, but they did. Now they're obsessed with you and health concern. Now they're obsessed with you and they're sick, collective. Your twin flame is sick in the head, and their health, their physical health, it's declining. They got something from this cult and they can't get rid of it. It's permanent. This is something that they may have to take frequent hospital visits for, or frequent doctor's visits. So whatever they got from this group, it's something that doesn't go away, and they're going to have to be on medication forever. We're going to act like this isn't just HIV, but you never know. Whatever it is, they got something permanent that declines their health by fucking around with this sex cult. That's what the fuck they get. It's not the end of the world, but still, that's what the fuck they get. It's a constant reminder of what they did to you. But if your twin flame is a narcissist, like I assume they are, they're not going to take any accountability at all. They're going to blame all of this on the cult. They made me do it, collective. I didn't want to, but they made me do it. I tried to stop, but I couldn't. They're going to tell you that, all right? And you're not trying to hear none of that shit. So they just have to be obsessed with you from a distance. They may be participating or trying to do magic on their own to manipulate you back into their life. But guess what? You moved on. You moved on, okay? You did. So this really sucks for them. It doesn't suck for you. You have moved on. Now, I'll give it to your twin flame. They were manipulated about you. They were lied to about you, and they believed the lies. But my whole thing is, collective, it doesn't matter what your twin flame was told about you, how nasty, how freaky, how crazy. They told your twin flame that you were. The issue is no amount of your opinion on someone will validate you selling them out to people, will validate you selling their personal information or putting shit out about them that's not true. So who fucking cares if they were lied to about you? Who cares? You can't, girl, please. Please. Like, be serious. Be serious. All right. And the same thing happened to your divine masculine. They lied. Everyone lied to this divine masculine about you. That's why they made it seem like, hey, look, you know, whatever type of fraud or theft that they were doing to you, they had to make it look like it was genuine. So if this has something to do with change of hand, you know, with your estate or some type of life insurance fraud, they had to make it seem like you were crazy or that you were a sex worker or that you did this and you did that. They had to show evidence, air quotes, to this divine masculine so that they could provide legal work for these people without knowing that all this stuff was fake. And they did a really good job, collective. They falsified medical documents. They made up like fake communication between you and maybe your twin flame to make it look like you were stalking them or that you were obsessed, you wouldn't leave them alone. Making fake pages of you, putting up your personal information, your personal images and things like that. They did all of that. So it looked real on the surface. Who would second guess something like that? It was just wild. Now everyone's concerned because this divine masculine, they know. And these people have always known that this divine masculine is your soulmate as well. All right. They knew that early on. That is why it was important for this divine masculine to have a negative view of you or to believe certain things about you. But now that they've had an awakening, they know that you two are destined to be together. Again, doesn't have to be romantic. All right. They knew that you were destined to be together. They were all up in your spiritual records, your Akashic records, you and this divine masculine. As soon as they realized that this divine masculine was a light worker, when they entered into this world, they dug through his Akashic records. They wanted to know what he had going on in this lifetime. So it was a given that you two were destined to be together, which is why you had to be stopped. You had to be stopped and he had to have a negative view of you so that this union wouldn't take place. But the gig is up. Not only does this divine masculine have a positive view of you, you inspire them because they saw what was going on. They realized what was going on and the stuff that they found out, they were like, damn, collective should be dead right now. Or this was so humiliating and embarrassing what these people tried to do to collective that I can't believe that collective is still strong. It's like that. These people did some crazy shit to you. Lawsuit worthy. This is not a game. False. Listen. False and veil. These people lied on you heavy. But you already know this. You know this because it was spiritually illuminated to you. And this divine masculine knows because their ancestors not only illuminated this to them in spirit, but they found something, a piece of evidence, something that was fraudulent or raised a red flag. And when they looked further, they realized that all of this stuff that they were doing was based off a bunch of lies. They were signing off on fake documents, fake statements from you, consenting to shit that you didn't. Like, it's a lot. And they realized that this was the case for a lot of legal work that they provided to other people, likely Masons who were attached to their family. All this is being revealed, baby. Concern, ancestors, healer, and the veil. It's being exposed. You two are in your north node. You're shining bright. You keep ascending. And the more you ascend, the brighter your light gets. And the more people are being implicated in this. And they're all getting karma. They're all getting karma. You're going to have victory spiritually and spiritual court, and you're going to get victory legally. And so is this divine masculine. I don't know why this girl thinks she's going to take some damn child support, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. All right? It's not going to work. So, you know, okay. Okay. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to pull some classic tarot. Give me a second, y'all. Let me clear it. Okay. So listen, my day ones, they know about this deck, y'all. This is the first deck that I ever got. It's the one that I first started doing these video readings with. So we need to bust out the classics for these, okay? I'm probably going to post this reading for the full moon. I think it's like 2 days. So, you know, we need to harvest some of these energy. I left these out in the moonlight and we'll keep doing so. So they're a little bit charged up. So we're going to see what they got going on here. I lied. Let me go light another incense. I'm coming, y'all, for real. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to see what's cooking with these. Probably won't do the whole deck. But, you know, I'll be lying on here, so. All right. What do we want to know? Okay, so what do these karmics have going on now? What's going on with this karmic family? Huh. I'm about to spit the truth, okay? The truth is coming out with the Ace of Swords. Yeah. But it kind of came out crooked, sort of sideways. So it's not all the way out yet. And then these people are trying to cover it up. The Ace of Swords in reverse, that's like confusion. So they're trying to confuse people about this, these rumors or the truth that's coming out here. And it's not working. It's coming out. Oh, excuse me. Ace of Swords to the King of Wands. This King of Wands, this is your divine masculine likely. Oh, they're going to be the bearer of truth here. They are going to provide some type of evidence, some type of documents to highlight this truth, to back up these claims, these rumors. All right. And then afterwards, they're getting a 10 of Cups. They're getting a 10 of Cups with you. Wish fulfillment. Okay, I lie, y'all. Hold on one more time. Okay, y'all, I swear that was the last time. That was the last time. If I interrupt one more time, you can click off the video. Please don't do that, but I understand. Okay, yeah. So this is divine masculine. They're standing up. They're being a leader here. They're taking charge. They're fired up. It's not easy to gain the confidence and to have the faith because they're going through it. They're being attacked on all sides here by their karmic feminine, by their family, members of the community who don't want this stuff to come out. But this is divine order. This is your divine masculine. Moving on to the 10 of Cups with you. Wish fulfillment for those who want romance. You guys are going to get married. This is marriage certified. So if you were wondering, am I going to get married? Yes. Yes. If you want children or you can have children, that's in the cards too. Literally. Look. Look. Look, 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 look. Ace of Cups, 4 of Wands. This is very good, collective. This is amazing. Holy crap. This is amazing. Ace of Cups, that's a whole brand new beginning. That's overflowing love and abundance and fulfillment. This is your wishes being granted. Whatever you want to manifest, it will be given to you in abundance, overflow. So a 10 of Cups to the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Swords came out first, y'all. I'm telling the truth. This is facts. 4 of Wands, this is community. This is also marriage. This is being supported. This is a power couple here. You and this divine masculine. This is a power couple. You two will be celebrated together. You are going to be celebrated for what you overcame. And this divine masculine is going to be celebrated for taking charge and exposing this corruption. The World card. And that's that on that. Okay? That's that. I don't even think... Okay, because this is what's going on with you and this divine masculine. What's going on with their family, this karmic family, this group of Masons? Seven of Pentacles. This plan, this work that they did here, this coven, this cult, divine masculine's family, it's not working. They're waiting for it to pay off, and they know it's not happening anymore. And also with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, you know what's not working? The spell work. This is a full moon reading more than likely. So I know that they got it cracking too. They're trying to do spell work every single moon cycle. They keep trying to attack you, collective, and it just makes you ascend further and further. Your power just keeps growing. It's not working, but they have to keep doing it. Because maybe one day they'll catch you slipping energetically, and then it's back on, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. What else is, what's, and they know it. 4 of Cups in reverse, they realize that something is coming out here and it's ruining the illusion here. It's ruined the operation. It's turning on itself. What's this 4 of Cups in reverse? Who's in the 4 of Cups in reverse? 9 of Pentacles in reverse. This wealthy society, this wealthy group, this wealthy family. 9 of Pentacles in reverse is about luxury, toxic spending, obsession with wealth and personal gain and abundance, being spoiled. These people wanted to make a come up, wanted to build wealth off of your name, your energy. Collective is being exposed. Y'all know I said I wasn't going to pause it, so just bear with me. Okay. Yeah. The money, that may be where this truth is coming out. Someone has traced back the money. Something was paid for or something was presented to someone, and somebody started doing some math like, how did you get that? Like, you know, the money never lies. And there was a paper trail here that it was fraudulent. 10 of Wands, and now it's taken a lot of work to keep that wealth. So it's a certain lifestyle that these people who were doing this to you would be able to maintain based off their wealth, based off committing crimes and, you know, sacrifices and stuff like that. It's hard now to keep up the illusion, to keep up the facade of being wealthy. These people are penny pinching. They're losing things. I don't know why, but I feel like some of these people are backed up on taxes, like they're in debt. They put in a lot of investments here, using your energy and your abundance, your money, and now they can't pay up anymore. So these people are they're going to prison. I feel like it's financial fraud and crimes that are being exposed here as well. What's this 10 of Wands here? The Hermit. This is soul searching. This may be divine masculine's energy. They're in hermit mode. They're soul searching. They're getting ready, making a plan how to expose this truth and doing so as safely as possible. Because again, they're being attacked spiritually, mentally, and quite frankly, with the just amount of psycho that their karmic feminine is giving, you know, this divine masculine may be in some type of physical harm as well. The Star in reverse. Page of Wands in reverse. This divine masculine may be concerned about their reputation. Listen, the Hierophant to the Six of Wands in reverse. They may be concerned about their, like, how they're perceived, the reputation, by, you know, being involved in this unknowingly. Again, people are tracing back things. So if there was a corrupt official who got jammed up for committing some type of financial fraud, money wiring, you know, estate theft, whatever, tampering of some sort, and they used this divine masculine as their lawyer, they're being implicated in this stuff. And so they're in hermit mode. They have to put together a case to prove that the cases that their family recommended to them, or, you know, put them on, they did not know what was going on. And so this divine masculine may feel like their image may be tarnished to the point where it'll slow down their growth, slow down their wish fulfillment, and that's not the case at all. The truth will be revealed. Hierophant energy. This is an official. This is someone who is traditional. They do things by the book. They're trustworthy. They're a servant. This is divine masculine. They operate in this energy. They're a Hierophant upright. But this Six of Wands in reverse, this is failure. This is tarnished public image. This is a fear of this divine masculine, that exposing them will make people think poorly of them by being involved, and no amount of them proving that they weren't involved in this is going to change people's perception of them. Even by being just a member of this corrupt family, people will already have preconceived notions about them. But they're different. They're of the light. So these things, and going through the dark night of the soul and taking a look and breaking down ego, is something that this divine masculine is working on at this very moment. They feel as though they're in the Page of Wands in reverse, that they're being slowed down here. And artificially, they are. Spiritually, they are. It's a lot of spell work going on here to slow them down and to slow you down, so that this truth, this justice won't be served. See? Seven of Swords in reverse. This is coming clean. This is theft being exposed. This is betrayal being exposed. It's up under the World card. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Well, this divine masculine is human, so they're anxious. They're sad. They feel betrayed. But they got a job to do. So let's go. Yeah, they're healing. Three of Swords in reverse. They're trying to heal from this. They're trying to come up with a plan. I just feel a sense of being discouraged here. Whatever type of energy that the karmics, their family, their karmic feminine is throwing their way is designed to make them doubt themselves and their ability. But they're more than strong enough. This is why they were put here. Same reason why you were put here, to expose this. But I'm sure it's hard because they are exposing people within their family, their own flesh and blood. But it needs to be done. So they're in hermit mode, they're healing, they're building up their strength in order to fight this fight. And there's just a lot of obstacles here. I feel like their karmic feminine is draining them emotionally. There can't just be a clean break because they may be having a legal battle with this karmic feminine. Dragging shit out, lying to the courts, trying to manipulate this divine masculine into staying around or at least supporting her financially. See? Four of Pentacles, holding on to resources. Ace of Pentacles, King of Cups. Four of Pentacles, that's holding on, that's saving, that's conservation. Now look at this. Four of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, up under the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, mind you, to the King of Cups. This is how their karmic is making them feel at this point. Their karmic still wants them around. They can't spiritually and energetically manipulate them anymore. So now they're trying to abuse the legal system in order to take money from this King of Cups here. King of Cups is divine masculine energy. This is someone who's compassionate. They're a leader. They had always been taking advantage of this divine masculine because they're a King of Cups. They're very compassionate, very loving. But a King of Cups still ain't no damn pushover. So it's that and being in the King of Wands. Yeah. They've had enough of being used and they can't be pushed anymore, but it's draining them because their karmic is trying to make it very difficult. Now it's about the money. Because you see all these cups here? This karmic can't ruin this happiness, this union that's coming up between you and this divine masculine. Ten of Cups, Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is alone, like, enough to shut somebody up. Like, this is for you. It's being given to you. The Ace of Cups, it's like a God's hand extending down from heaven, giving you your blessings and abundance. Can't nobody take that away. But with this Ten of Cups, this is family. This is marriage. This is success. Partnership for life. And with this Ace of Pentacles to the King of Cups, this divine masculine, they're going to give to you. This karmic can't stand that. But that's too damn bad. That's too damn bad. See? High Priestess in reverse. That's knowing something, ignoring your intuition though, or knowing something bad is going to happen or that something is not going to go your way. To the Queen of Swords. To the Five of Pentacles in reverse. High Priestess in reverse to the Queen of Swords. It's like it's giving that somebody knows some type of truth is going to come out. This is why this divine masculine is in hermit mode. They know as soon as this kicks off that it's going to be hard. It's going to be a struggle. Queen of Swords, that's truth. That's calling things out. That's calling judgment on people. Putting up boundaries. They know as soon as they cut this shit out and they start talking that they may have setbacks financially. As I put this King of Pentacles, the Moon card. This is something that may be financially taxing to this divine masculine. This process of exposing the truth, reaching out to you, it's going to come at a cost financially, or it currently is. That's what I'm also getting, is that this karmic took money from this divine masculine already. And are like, they got left with a little bit, or their money is being held up through these legal proceedings. That's also what I'm getting. So they're in the Five of Pentacles right now in reverse. They need to come up off of some type of poverty, gain some more resources. And that's probably what this Four of Pentacles up here is. Trying to save, trying to conserve. But it's coming back to them. Because, I mean, Ace of Cups, the Hierophant to the King of Pentacles. Yeah, this is going to be a successful endeavor in the end for this Divine Masculine. Them telling the truth. With this Hierophant and the King of Pentacles, this is going to be success within their career. This is going to put them on the map in terms of being a lawyer, serving justice. This is going to open up a lot of opportunities for them. Open themselves up to a lot of clientele. Being offered money to work for certain causes, for organizations, just based off of the things, the strength that they have and how well that they're going to pull off exposing this corruption, overcoming the odds of being set up like this, while still having the power of being a part of such a powerful family, being recognized for being strong enough to expose it, expose the things that were going on behind closed doors. It's going to vindicate a lot of people. Divine Masculine's family put a lot of people out, put a lot of people out of money, took resources from people, spiritually degraded people, and they felt like there was nowhere to turn to. No one would listen to them about this family. Divine Masculine is coming in and they're serving justice with this Moon card. They're going to illuminate things here. The truth is going to be exposed. Four of Wands, community, to the Six of Wands in reverse. Poor image, bad reputation. To the Moon card. This community, this family of theirs is going to be exposed here. And they're going down. I sense a lot of financial opportunities here. And with these financial opportunities that this Divine Masculine is going to get, they're going to be able to give to you. And that's on top of the things that you were going to get for having to endure this. I think I'm going to wrap it up by the end of this row. But that's kind of what's going on here. Magician. Action. Manifestation. This is coming out. This is their divine purpose. And it's not easy. So, collective, this is why it's important for you to do your spirit work. Okay? You doing your spirit work. Now, why y'all ain't tell me that that wasn't straight up there and down here? You doing your spirit work helps get this Divine Masculine in alignment. Listen, Queen of Wands. You standing in your purpose, you being confident, you having self-love, it fuels this Divine Masculine. You are giving them the strength. You are encouraging them. Even if you haven't met this person yet, they know who you are. They know how strong you are. And if you haven't already, start communicating with them, especially using this full moon energy. Communicate with them. Call on them. Light some candles. Manifest them. They're getting your messages, especially before bed. Call them in. Speak life. Search for them. Do some mirror magic. I'm going to try to put up, I keep saying I want to do stuff and I never do. I may put up some type of ritual or things that you can say or do, or different type of candle magic that you can do to call in this Divine Masculine, or to be able to send him messages. Pray for him. Encourage him. He will receive it. It'll keep this process flowing smoothly. But this Magician to the Queen of Wands, he coming to get you now. He's coming to get you. This is divine. Divine. Because, Pete, he's the King of Wands and you are sitting in the Queen of Wands right now. You two are going to be a power couple. A lot of money, a lot of power, a lot of beauty. You guys are hot as fuck. It's just going to work. It's just going to work. Okay? Now look at that. Injustice fell on top of King of Pentacles and the Moon card. This injustice is going to be illuminated by this divine masculine. And while this divine masculine is going to end up in the King of Pentacles, he's going to have to expose the King of Pentacles as well. A lot of wealthy Masons who are part of this community, who are committing crimes, stealing, lying, sacrificing people, that's going to have to be exposed. So now divine masculine is in hermit mode. They're trying to protect what they have, trying to protect their spiritual peace, protect their finances, and their karmic is just gnawing at it. She wants that money. Ten of Swords. She's not gonna get it. She's not gonna get it. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. That's spoiled. That's luxury. That's spending money that you don't have to flex. To the Ace of Pentacles, to the Ten of Swords, it's over. No more money. No more money. Justice is being served here. Wheel of Fortune, and that's just how the story goes. That's just how the story goes, collective. All right. So you have divine justice coming in. So does this divine masculine. They're going to help you both achieve it. Things are going to be exposed. It may be difficult at first. You may feel like it may be overwhelming, but you were built for this shit, collective. You were built for it, and so is this divine masculine. And it's going to lead to nothing but abundance, y'all. I'm telling you. Ace of Swords came out first, y'all. I don't lie. Ten of Cups, Ace of Cups, Four of Wands. What else good we got? Ace of Pentacles, King of Cups, King of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Queen of Wands. Please. This is already in the bag. You just stay focused. You stay on your grind and up the magic, okay? Because the more this stuff comes out, the more these people are going to try to attack you. So they think they're slick trying to do moon magic. You beat them to the punch. All right. By the time you see this video, you can start. Go ahead and start, and you'll be able to continue till 3 days after the full moon anyway. You keep going, collective. All right? You got this in store for you. High vibes. Stay alien.